Hey folks, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very interesting video, which is going to be about Zomato. What's wrong with Zomato? If you've seen the last 4 days price action for Zomato, it has been like very crazy. If you have been following the share price of Zomato, uh, it was, I think it closed today at 53.85 rupees. And till 4 days ago, before some news came up about Zomato, the share price was around 70 rupees. And from 70 rupees, it came down to 53, 54 rupees. So what went wrong? It was a 25% fall back to back 4 days. Day one, we will talk about the details. How did it fall day wise? So I guess there must be many of you all who already own shares of Zomato. Before I move on to the actual concept, I would want everyone to tell me whether you own shares of Zomato in a yes or no format. I don't need how many shares you own, but just for me to get a feel of how many people are there who would want to know more about the details of this entire deal. So I would just, if you can just give an answer by yes or no. Okay, Raviji says yes, Rajendra says yes, Patty Esat says never. Okay, no, now lots of no's and yeses mixed up. Okay, perfect. TK, got it. Um, so yeah, it's a mixed one, is what I understand with the chats right now. But then after this fall, is it worth a buy or not? That is also what we are going to discuss, because with the fact that it has corrected so much, then many people are now in two minds whether this could be a right time to invest or not. So uh, Raviji has asked an important question, ma'am. Do you own or not? Well, I had bought it on the listing day and I sold it within like a week or so. And I was waiting for it to go down and down and down. And I kept on waiting, and I'm very happy I kept on waiting. And if you ask me right now, given a chance, would I buy the shares of Zomato right now or not? Exactly, that's the answer you're going to get by the end of this video. So without any further ado, let me just quickly tell you about some key points about Zomato, right? I'm sure everyone knows that it was originally founded as Foodie Bay, and who were the founders. And I think everyone knows about this. Initially, it started with mainly offering digital menu cards for various restaurants. Then they started their food delivery in 2015. In 2016, they launched an app wherein you could reserve a table in the selected restaurants, right? And finally, in 2018, Zomato became a unicorn, whereby their valuation crossed $1 billion. That's what how we define a unicorn, right? So 1.1 billion US dollars. That is what was the valuation as at February 2018. Now comes a very important information. I want everyone to listen to this very carefully, because we are going to tie up this information with some additional important information towards the end of this video, right? What happened in April 2020 was Zomato entered into the space of delivering groceries, right? Groceries and essentials, both. And they started operations in almost 80 plus cities across India. They named this as Zomato Market. Okay. But in hardly 3 months, that is in June 2020, they closed this operation of delivering groceries and essentials. And the reason that they gave was that they believed that this was not a scalable business. Okay. Then Zomato re-entered this grocery delivery space with a pilot launch in again July 2021. But then they again shut this down in September 2021. So please keep this in mind, that they had already tried to enter into this space of delivering grocery and other essentials, and they tried to enter twice. They said that this is not working, this is not scalable, and they said that we are not going to actually go ahead with this. Then in May 2020, they began delivering alcohol in the states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Odisha, after, of course, obtaining all the necessary permissions from the governments, right? But in April 2021, they pulled out of this alcohol delivery business, and they said that there are poor unit economics, no scalability again. So that is the reason why we are not going to continue with this service, right? And after all these things, in July 2021, the company came up with an IPO, and the valuation went over $8 billion. So the valuation that I told in February 2018 was $1.1 billion. In July 2021, it was $8 billion. Now, if you have listened to this journey carefully, then you might be like, oh my god, such an amazing journey, right? Then with such an amazing points in the beginning, what is the reason for this big fall? Okay, I agree and I understand that there are many companies right now which have seen almost a 30% fall, 35% fall, 40% fall. This fall from the top is almost 50-55% fall. Okay, and followed by that there is an additional fall here, you can see. So from this point, topmost point to this till this lowest point, it's almost a 50-55% fall. But this one is crazy. Last 4 days and 25% of the value of Zomato, the shares, basically the share price has just evaporated, is what I can say. Now, why did this happen? So we are going to divide this discussion into two parts, right? First is the initial fall that we are going to cover, and then we are going to talk about the last 4 days fall. Okay, so what am I going to do? Because I'm going to place this with a lot of data points, I'm again sharing my presentation so that you get an idea of what points am I trying to state. So just have a look at this. First, we're talking about the initial fall, right? We are not talking about the last 4 days fall. Initial fall, if you see, sales is so good. Sales is increasing at a CAGR of 73%. So what's bad? But expenses increased at 81% CAGR. In simple words, expenses are growing at a pace higher than the sales growth, and that is the reason why obviously losses are going to increase, not only at operating profit level but also PBT level. PBT PAT बोलने के लिए profit after tax है ही नहीं, there is loss after tax. Okay, so increasing losses. What about operating cash flows now? If you look at operating cash flows, you can see that all 3 years they are into operating level losses. Of course, I do understand that they are decreasing, no doubt about that. But 3 years back to back, they are in loss. Then we'll have to see that what next. We are going to cover that in few more minutes. Okay, let's move on to some other weak indicators as well. So, for example, first I'll talk about the positive indicators as well. Okay, what is GOV? It's basically the gross order value. I agree that is increasing. Okay, so the order value gross level, that is increasing. It has increased from 53 billion to 213 billion. That's a good jump. Number of orders in millions from 191 million to 535 million. That's also a good jump. Then if we talk about average monthly transacting customers, that is also increasing. Monthly food active delivery restaurant partners is increasing. Delivery partners is increasing. Where's the problem? Problem is that in AOV, that is the average order value. If you see last 2 years, average order value has increased only from 397 INR. So what is average order value? On an average, whoever orders from Zomato, what is the average value per customer? That has gone up from 397 to only 398. Okay, but expenses though are increasing, if you remember, right? With all these increased petrol costs and this, that, obviously they are going to have more and more expenses. Now if you see, this is just as an example, right? Contribution as a percentage of GOV. So the petrol was one of the overall reasons why expenses could increase, is what I'm trying to tell you, right? So going to contribution as a percentage of GOV. Now how is contribution calculated? It's basically revenue minus all the variable costs. Okay, variable costs are costs which vary with sale. More sale, more cost. Less sale, less cost. Okay, that's variable cost. So contribution kitna hai? Earlier it was minus 24%, then minus 11%. Now at least it came into positive in FY21. But when we read about the management commentary and everything, we found that 5.2% was majorly due to revamping unit level economics. So what can be an example of revamping unit economics? So typically they can say to the restaurant partners that we will give you less commission. Okay, I mean we will take more commission from you for the sale, or they can say tell to the delivery partners that just in case if they are paying any commission, then that will be comparatively on a lower side. Okay, so these are just examples of what could be the reason for revamping unit level economics, right? Now if you see adjusted EBITDA as a percentage of GOV, that is also not doing great. It is agreed from minus 37, it has come down to 0.4, but again it has gone down into minus 1.8 figure. All in all, if I'm talking about other than sales, other than losses, the losses that I talked about here, Other than increasing losses, other than negative operating cash flows, AOV is not good. Contribution as a percentage of GOV, adjusted EBITDA as a percentage of GOV. That's not mind blowing. It's still on a weaker side, is what I mean to say. Third point is high valuation. Everyone knows that IPO came up at a price of 76, got listed at 116, closed at 126 at a listing day gain of 66%, saw an all-time high of 169, and since then started the downward trend. Okay, now why am I saying that Zomato has a high valuation? For those who have seen the RHP of Zomato, they very clearly mentioned that we don't have any listed peers. Then how do I understand that it is valued at a higher level as compared to its peers? So what did we do? Me and my team, we tried to find out that, okay, if they don't have any peer in India, let's try to find out peers at a global level. Okay, so just understand this globally. Who are their peers? Meituan, DoorDash, Delivery Hero, Just Eat Takeaway.com, of course Zomato itself, Deliveroo, and Grubhub Inc. Okay, so for Zomato, all these Meituan, DoorDash, Delivery, Just Eat Takeaway, Deliveroo, and Grubhub, all these are their peers. Now let's try and understand, if I'm talking about valuation, then which valuation metric can be used? Can I use PE, price earning? No. Why? Because it's in losses. So if any company is in losses, I just can't use the PE valuation method. So for that, I can use something like P to S, that is price to sales, or something like EV to revenue also. That is also doable, right? Now, if you see, based on EV revenue valuation model, Zomato has EV by revenue of 25. Okay. See, higher, for those who don't understand valuation, that is okay. What do we need to understand right now? Higher EV by revenue, more expensive it is. As simple as that. Okay. Zomato is at an EV to revenue of 25. And if I'm talking about Meituan, which is like very big as compared to Zomato, they have an EV to revenue of only 12.39. So if you check, if you compare it with all the peers, they are way too higher as compared to peers, way too expensive as compared to the peers. As at 31st March, their EV to revenue came down to 14.62. Okay, so now it's not 25, it is at 14.62. Still, it is higher than the peers. And even if I take an average of what all these others, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7, even if I take an average, that is coming to 8.55, still they are way expensive as compared to the peers. So I think higher valuation again is what is pinching. I'll tell you my experience about all these things. See, whenever markets are trending, whenever everything is good, no one even looks at these valuations. But whenever things start turning bad overall at market level also, whenever markets start going down, then first things first, what is sold into? What gets treated badly? It's all those shares who are at a higher valuation. And that is the reason why I'm sure you have observed this, that all these new age companies are seeing a bigger beating down as compared to other companies as well, right? So here I hope everyone has understood higher valuation. And comes the next point, some unclear stances of the management. Okay, so when I was reading through the management commentary, there are some places wherein we as I can't state that I'm an analyst as such, but I try to read, I try to analyze, in that sense analyst. Okay, um, if I try to understand what is the logic behind some stances of the management, I personally could not understand the logic behind it, and that is the reason why I have said some unclear stances of the management. Right? A question was asked in the conference call, wherein they were asked that you are you have applied for the NBFC license, right? So could you throw some light on what is the business model and all that for NBFC? So for those who got confused, one more time I'm telling you, Zomato has applied for an NBFC license. Okay, and that is the reason why one of the people who was attending the con call, these could be analysts, these could be media people. Okay, they asked questions. They said that if you applied for NBFC license, it means that you have some logic, some thought process behind that. Then could you explain about what is your business model around it? So they said, we haven't taken a license yet, we have just applied for it now, and getting a license is still in process. So when we will get it, we will see how we will see how it exactly works. And see, the fundamental idea is not to build it as a separate business. That's what he says. So with this, I believe that if they are wanting to go into some new area, bhale they are wanting to build it in the same business only, still management itself is saying that we have just applied, we have not yet gotten it, and we will see how it exactly goes. So that doesn't help me understand the clear stance of the management. What could be the revenue model? How much profit are they expecting from this NBFC angle? So as a person who's trying to read, as a person who's trying to forecast what could be the future earnings, what could be the future profitability, if such stances are not clear, then becomes difficult for us, right? One more question was asked, which was about what what gives us. So the question was asked about the profitability of the business, right? What do you feel, when will you be profitable? So, as any management, I mean, I can say as many of the managements would answer that what gives us confidence that our path to profitability will be sooner rather than later. And we won't burn the entire money that we have when global players are already in losses. Okay, so basically, the question, so just to sum this up, okay, this entire question is that the analyst asks the management that how will we get a confidence over your profitability? Okay, we have seen that major global players are in losses. Then how can we get a confidence that Zomato will turn profitable? For that, management gave an answer. I think what gives us confidence is that we actually don't look at them. We just look at our own business and we know that we will get there. Okay. So if management believes that they will get there, agreed. Okay. We respect the views of the management because they know their business better, right? But then, has any other global player who is in the same business, have they been able to really pull it off? Have they been able to go into profits? Have a look at this. All those that we discussed right now, in that, barring Maituan, every other delivery player is in losses. And also remember one important point. Even if Maituan is into profits, they are into profits only due to other income. Again, if on a revenue of 1,27,427 crores, they are making 5,269 crores profit. It may be mainly due to other income. Now, and look at Zomato's revenue as compared to 127,427. They're at 7,644. So even now, looking at all these things, I really fail to understand as to when this company would really turn profitable. Big questions based on that, right? So before we move on to the Blinkit deal, I hope you are able to clearly understand the entire thought process behind what is going in. Ankit says that is a casual reply from the higher management, actually. So see, this is where when we are trying to analyze any company, if we don't get a confident answer from the management, even our confidence shakes about whether I should invest or not, right? So we have to understand that whenever we are reading any management commentary, we have to try and gauge the conviction of the management, how clear path they are giving about the future. I think that adds more and more overall confidence as an investor, right? So now we are going to move on to a very, very important point, which is about the last 4 days fall. But before that, as usual, you know what I'm going to say. Almost 1,800 plus viewers and 373 likes. Please don't do that. I want everyone, those who are liking whatever analysis we do, because to be honest, this takes minimum 3 to 4 days to do an entire analysis, and if that be so, you can appreciate that by just pressing the like button so that more and more people understand that this does have a lot of valuable information in it. Devendra says, I already liked, madam. Shreya says, smash the like button. Thank you, Shreya. All right, chalo. So with that, let us move on with the next important part about the acquisition of Blinkit. Okay. Next 5 to 7 minutes, I want 100% attention. Then and only then will you be able to understand about the acquisition of Blinkit. Now, what happened here is that in FY 21-22, Zomato already acquired 9.16% stake in Grofers. Grofers was renamed as Blinkit. Okay. Acha. So right now we are moving on to the second half part. I hope you have understood. First fall we have already covered right now. Now we are moving on to the last 4 days of fall. Here, it's mentioned that they have already acquired 9.16% stake in Grofers, and in addition to that, they had also acquired 8.94% stake in Hands-On Trades Private Limited. Now, why did I mention about this? These two are sister concerns, okay? Grofers and Hands-On, they are sister concerns, okay? So moving on, now what happened? Understand, on 24th June at around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Whenever we hear about 8 p.m., we only think about demonetization. But for a change, it was about some merger and acquisition. And the company filed with the exchange about its proposal for acquisition of Blinkit. Now, this was like a complete buyout. Okay. It was not like buying only 9% stake, buying only 20% stake, 100% buyout of Blinkit. Out of 100%, 9.16% already they had. So balance 90.91 or whatever, 90 point something 84% has been, has been already 9.16% they already had, and balance 91% whatever they bought. When did they buy it? They bought it on 24th of, so they actually informed the exchange on 24th of June at 8 p.m., right? 25th was a holiday. 26th was also a holiday, Saturday, Sunday. And then what happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Today's Thursday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's 30th June. 27, 28, 29, 30th June, the stock corrected by 6.6%, 8.43%, 4.98%, and again 6.02%. That is a big fall, almost 25% plus in just 4 days. Now, please understand, whenever a news about merger and acquisition comes up, and if people perceive it positively, then usually, if such news is perceived positively, then usually it's taken in a positive way. Share prices should ideally go up. But with the fact that the share prices in fact crashed, it means that this news was not taken positively by the market. Now, just in case for those who don't know what is Grofers, what is Blinkit, it's a quick commerce company delivering groceries and other essentials to customers within minutes. So typically, you might have seen that we deliver groceries in 10 minutes, we deliver groceries in 12 minutes. That is nothing but a quick commerce company, right? Now, what did Zomato say? We believe that this acquisition will bring in more synergies. It will increase the addressable market, potential profit pool will increase, and this will also make business more and more defensible, is what management says. That is the reason why we acquired Blinkit. Chalo, theek hai. That is the management's this logic behind that. Okay. Now the question is, the deal was sealed at a consideration of what? Of 44,475 million for the acquisition of Blinkit. So you can imagine, this is Zomato, this is Blinkit. Zomato said that now we are going to completely acquire you. Originally, we had only 9 point something percent stake. Now we are going to completely acquire you. For buying this company, they are going to pay what? They can either pay by money or they can pay by shares of their own company. So what is given here, that they acquired 44,475. They acquired this company Blinkit for 44,475, and this is going to be settled through issue of almost 629 million Zomato shares. Okay. So this consideration, 44,475, was not going to be paid by cash or by bank transaction, obviously, but this was settled by issue of shares. By the way, for those who are not from commerce background, this is normal. Okay, this is done many a times. In addition to that, they said that so this figure is important. I hope you have understood this figure, because this is going to come up in the next slide also. Okay, Zomato acquired Blinkit because Blinkit shareholders sold the entire company. They will have to compensate the shareholders. They compensated it with 44,475 million worth shares. Simple deal. Just one or two additional facts I'm going to tell you. They also acquired Hands-On Trade for 607 million for cash, not for shares. Cash means can be, of course, through a bank transfer, right? And in addition to that, also they proposed to create a Zomato ESOP pool for the employees of Blinkit. So basically what happens is that Zomato has an ESOP pool for their own employees. Now they said, because we're going to acquire Blinkit also, what about the employees of Blinkit who will now become a part and parcel of Zomato? So we are also going to give them ESOPs. Okay, we'll grant them ESOPs. Okay, these 2 points are some additional points for you. I hope this point is in your mind. They have paid 44,475 million consideration for acquisition of Blinkit. But then the question comes up is, what was the valuation of Blinkit? Okay, first we need to understand uska bhav kya tha aur diya kitna, what was the value and what was the price paid. This was the price paid, right? But what was the value? Value, the implied equity value of target. I have not calculated this. This is available in public Okay, you can just search this, you will get this. Okay, it's available in public domain. Implied equity value of the target was 49,458 million. For those who don't understand million, just put one dot. So basically reduce by one. Ek dot idhar lana. So this will be like 4,945.8 crores. Okay. So this was the implied value. Acha, how much did they pay? If you remember, 44,475. This one. Okay. So they paid this to Blinkit, but this is Blinkit ka full 100% ka valuation. Understand this? Full Blinkit, 100% of that is valued at this much. Okay, they paid 44,475 for what? Only that 91% stake. Why? Are 9.16% they already had. So this was only for 90.84% stake. Okay, so I hope these 2 points are also clear. One, they have given this money for the current 90.84%, and additionally 9.16% which they already had. For that they have already paid 5.82 crores. 5.82. 5,182 millions. Okay. Now comes an amazing point. Now Blinkit wanted to raise some money, and Zomato had already given them a debt. Okay, how much is the debt amount? Debt amount is 11,328 million. Now you can imagine, Zomato has already given a debt to Blinkit. Now Blinkit is a part and parcel of Zomato. So will Zomato repay debt to its own? This is not possible. Zomato can't repay to self. So this is as good as 11,328 debt given. They are not going to get it back. Okay. So 11,250 ka loan tha plus 78 million ka accrued interest. This comes up to 11,328. So if I consider this plus this plus this is coming to 60,985. So roughly 6,098.5 crores. And this is an excess consideration of 11,527 million, or almost 1,152 crores. Okay, so typically understand in mergers and acquisitions, if a company is worth 100, if a company is worth 100, and if you are giving 120, why would a person give more? They believe that this is has strong financials, as something very different, out of the world. That is the reason why I'm ready to pay additional 20. And that's what we call as goodwill, right? So now we have to understand that what's so special about Blinkit, that they are ready to pay an additional value over and above the implied value. Achha, one disclaimer here. I tried to read some other reports. I tried to see some other analysts' views as well. In fact, this amount, for many analysts, this amount is different. But I have taken this at a pretty lower amount as compared to other analysts as well. I saw one or two stances when for them this value is coming to 20,000 plus. For some, it's coming to almost 30,000. We are just saying they have paid 11,527 million extra only. Okay. Now we have to understand what's so special about Blinkit that they are paying so much extra, 11,527 crores. Okay. Blinkit is yet a loss-making company. Okay. So loss-making company, and we are paying them extra. Okay. As in Zomato is paying them extra, it's a loss-making company. Revenue growth, decline in EBITDA loss. Agreed. That has happened when Blinkit shifted from next day delivery to quick delivery. Okay. When did they shift from next day delivery to quick delivery? They have changed this just five months ago. Okay. And let's also check their financials about how this entire upward journey has happened in the last 5 months. See, this is Jan 22 to May 22. Have their orders increased? Yes, but average order value has gone down. Okay. Monthly transacting customers have increased. This is rupees in million. Agreed. Revenue is increasing. Agreed. Contribution is decreasing a little bit. The minus point is decreasing. So basically, better position. Adjusted EBITDA also better position. But this is only 5 months data. Now, based on 5 months data, can I really make any conclusion that yes, Blinkit is like super out of? As an analyst, I would want to see a bigger time frame and then conclude. Anyways, finally, it's a loss-making company today. So if I were to say that something has terrifically changed, I can't make that conclusion based on just 5 months data, right? Now, if you see something which follows, now we are towards the end of the video, okay? So please pay attention. What additional point is given is that Blinkit agreed it's a loss-making entity, and now if it is making losses, we need to fund those losses, right? If their revenue is 100 and if their expenses are going to be 120, we need to fund that 20 rupees, correct? So Zomato has planned to fund their losses to the extent of 18,750 million in the coming remainder. CY22 means 6 months, and next CY23 matlab 12 months. So wow, remainder 18 months they are going to fund the losses of Blinkit to the extent of 18,750 million or 1,875 crores. Now let's understand. Beyond this goodwill, so anyways they have paid this amount extra to Blinkit, plus they are going to now allocate additional funds for what? To absorb their losses for the coming 18 months of 18,750. This total of 11,527 plus 18,750 is coming to 30,277 million over and above the implied value. So this is coming to almost 3,027 crore rupees that we are talking about. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. More about loss funding. Are they only funding for the losses of Blinkit? Zomato itself is in losses. Now please understand. 18,750 losses are expected for Blinkit. How about Zomato's own losses for last 18 months? 16,921 million. All these figures are so maddening. So for me as an entrepreneur, I just can't even digest these figures. It becomes so heartbreaking for me to even read these figures. 16,921 million losses में वो खुद है, and they are planning to fund for someone else's losses, and they are buying out that company at an extra amount, at an extra price. All in all, this at least I agree that I'm a chartered accountant, but this is beyond my understanding. Okay. Now comes the grand finale. We are saying that they are paying extra, something special, okay? But if you remember Zomato's own experience in grocery delivery market, remember I told you in the beginning only that they had entered into the grocery delivery. Then they said, "Arey, this is not working. It was not scalable." Again, they went into it. Again, they said that, "Arey, it's not making us whatever money we had expected. Not scalable." So twice they tried to enter into this space, and they have come out of this space mentioning that this is not scalable. Then why does it want to enter again into the same space where they themselves have exited the same space in a short span of 2 years? Is again questionable. So when management was asked about this, they said that Blinkit has their proprietary tech platform. They have the scale of business. They have relationship with third-party brands. They have tie-ups with nice sellers. They have good warehouses, dark store network. Dark store network is again similar to warehouse, okay? And that is where this will be different and valuable from its own experience, is what the management has to say. But is it, my question is it valuable enough that Blinkit will bring more than 30,277 million, which they have paid over and above the implied value? So my personal opinion is this seems really, really difficult in the coming few months at least. So this is something, as an analysis, when I tried to dig down deep, my actually head was hot. I was not able to, even digest that. How can we actually, I mean, itna khud loss mein hai, still they are wanting to invest in another huge loss making company. They have tried and tested the same space, but still they are saying that they have their own scalability parameters and this that. Okay. By the way, that's a very good question, Ranjit. Who are the owners or shareholders of Blinkit? There is a related party transaction, in fact. There is a connection between Zomato's co-founders and Blinkit co-founders. Okay, one of the co-founder of Blinkit and one of the co-founder of Zomato, they are husband-wife. And unfortunately, this was not told in the con call. So this is again an unfortunate part. Okay, so the point that I'm saying that as a person who loves to do research, I definitely want to dig down deep, and I want to understand how transparent the management is. The more and more transparent it is, I get more and more confidence over it. I love to invest in such companies, but with all these things under the radar right now, I'm sure you might have seen the thumbnail. Zomato, should you take this delivery? I'm not sure about your own analysis of this, but I personally will not take this delivery of Zomato, because I personally believe that whatever this Blinkit acquisition has offered on the plate, that's going to bring in more and more losses to this company, and I feel that this is going to be really a tough path ahead. Ravi ji is saying दया कुछ तो गड़बड़ है दरवाजा तोड़ दे. Okay. uh, Fatty Acids is asking, ma'am, don't you think that food delivery and cab businesses are the two businesses that will be burning cash forever? Absolutely. Right now, none of them is actually making profits, right? Uh, ex- so, Ankit says, ma'am, many peers in grocery e-commerce to survive with big losses may be difficult for. Absolutely, it's very difficult to actually survive in this space. Fit case of any Zomato shareholder to raise it up with SEBI. Ranjit, yes, absolutely. Why not? Zomato, Hemanji says Zomato, uh, if it goes to 20, then maybe we can think about entering, but risk will be there. Okay, agreed. Right. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis. I didn't want to make it very big as such, but this has already gone up to 36 minutes live stream. But I hope you enjoyed this Thursday live stream wherein I did not really talk about uh, any specific uh, stock or any other stock other than Zomato, of course. I didn't talk about the Nifty levels. Uh, I just would want everyone to tell me, did you enjoy this analysis of Zomato? I would love if you answer it quickly in the comment section as a yes or a no, so that I can try and bring in more and more of such companies. So I've titled this as analyzing meltdowns. Okay, this takes a lot of time. Believe me and my team members, we have been working on this for almost 3 to 4 days just to gather this data from all possible sources which are available in the public domain, right? So I'm glad everyone liked it. I know people are saying heartbreaking analysis, but kya kare, just wanted to put this in front of you. There's one more company banking in the banking space, which is RBL. And if you know about this company, RBL, it has gone down. It has tanked by almost 90% from its high value. And that is what we are going to do. This video is also going to be like very amazing, is what I believe. This Saturday, that is day after tomorrow, I'm going to come up with a video about the meltdown of RBL. So this is like analyzing meltdown series that I'm doing. Uh, and the first one that I presented was through a live stream for Zomato. Second one that second one that I'm going to come up with is about RBL, and I'm sure you will definitely learn a lot from this as well. So thanks a lot. Anyone would want me to cover any other stock in meltdowns, please let me know in the comment section also, so that we can also try and make more and more videos about such meltdowns. Thank you everyone for watching this. Eye opener is what many people say. Eye opener. Okay, hats off to your team, amazing work, says Ritesh. Thank you. uh, uh, Ranjit says yes, enjoyed it, but the bigger question is, you were missed last week. Thank you, Ranjit. Actually, I was traveling, and for 2 days, I was out of Pune. I came down, but I came back to Pune on Thursday only, and so was very tired. Didn't take this trip. All right, I'm getting Paytm. Okay, Paytm, RBL. Okay, Sequent Scientific. Fantastic. Okay. Chalo. So I'm taking. I'll also note down Paytm, RBL. So anyways, I'm going to do a video. No worries. Kalpak says, superb. Looking forward to more such videos on meltdown. Thank you. Cheers. Please share this video with at least 2-3 friends of yours whom you believe would love such informative videos, so that this video reaches, this information basically reaches out to more and more people, because I personally believe there are many people who have invested in this stock. They should know about a company wherein they are already the investor, right? So please try to share this video with maximum of your friends. I hope you enjoyed this. Till then, take care. Ciao. Jai Hind and bye bye.